All right, everyone, welcome back. So this is why it's kind of taken me a while to make this videos, because I'm not actually sure where I want to put this yet, because now I'm walking around and now I'm thinking about all these other spots that we could put it. I know for a fact though, I don't want to put it over here, right? I'm planning on building something different over here. So I do not want to put this over here. But what about this side? I did think about putting it in the city, right? But like realistically thinking about it, how much time do I actually spend over there? Not that much, right? So this is kind of where I spend most of my time. So there's down here as well, but this is kind of like, I'm just trying to think here, just trying to think of exactly where I want to put this. I don't want to put it there, right? Because we use that quite a bit. Should we put it in the city? And the reason I'm thinking should we put it in the city is because if it's in the city, that means that I'm going to have to come over here quite a bit, and that'll give us a reason to come over here. So you know what, that whole idea of like a tool shed to me feels like it belongs here, because I'm not really picturing like a tool shed, if you will. I'm picturing more of like a tool shop. So I think I'm going to put it here, and I think we're going to repurpose this plot of land, and I think I'm going to put it right here, actually. Alrighty, so I am going to tear this thing down now. I just, in the last episode I discussed, I don't think this really belongs here, right? It's just very out of place, and it just doesn't look very good. So I'm just going to tear it down. I would feel much better if it just wasn't here anymore. And so what I'm going to do first is actually get rid of all the glass. The point being, I want to have separate parts of the city that are industrial and ones that aren't, right? Ones that's just for living. And so this is kind of the crossover of that. We have the apartment building right here. All right, so I think I am going to make today's shop out of tough blocks and basalt. So I don't have any basalt, so we're gonna have to go get some, but I'm actually gonna move everything over here. So first let's I'll do this off camera, but I'm just gonna make the road so that we have a visual of this. You know what, I haven't slept in the modern house in a while. How about we take a rest here? I haven't ever showed you guys this place, but I don't really know what this was supposed to be, but I really wanted to build a modern house, and so I built one here. Okay, and the sun rises, and yes, just spent a long time in the nether gathering some resources. I think that's about all we'll need for today. But what I was planning originally, right, was to have... Oh, I don't have my sword on me. All right, the Moonglow Construction Company has gotten to work. We've cleared out that plot area, so now I just need to think about how big do I want this to be? I think I would like for it to take up the whole space. I know it's hard for you guys to visualize all the stuff that's going to be over here, but I have it in my head, so I know that this is where I think I want this to be. And I'm thinking we're going to have some sort of alleyway right here, and there's going to be a retaining wall here for the street, but I'm thinking this building is going to be some sort of this size. I think it's going to be 5 with a 2 gap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's going to be about that large. Actually, we could go one more on each side here, probably. And that's just because I think it would be better. How many was that? That's 6, and that's 6. So I think we can go about that large, and then what I'm going to do is just extend this all the way back, because this is going to be a horizontally placed building this way, and it can just go all the way up to the back right here, and it's probably going to be about this long, I'd say, and I might need to make some more tough, but that's kind of the dimensions I was thinking. And oops, gonna have to get more. So these are the dimensions that I was thinking for the building. I have no idea what it actually is block count wise, but then I wanted to use this block because this is like, it feels like sheet metal to me. That's the kind of vibe I get from this block. So I don't know where the windows are going to be yet, and most shop warehouses don't really have windows. They might have like a little one up at the top, but I am basically going to make a big triangle. Or not really a triangle, more of a pyramid shape. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go 3 high, and then I'm going to go up until maybe... Okay, so this is the kind of shape that we have so far, and then I was thinking we could actually use the same block as this for the roof, and that's just because I think this works the best with that kind of metal looking style. So yeah, it looks a little strange now, but when it's finished, I promise it's going to look much, much better. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling in all these walls, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's the basic exterior completed, but as you can see, it looks very ugly right now. So what we're going to do is add lots and lots of detail to make this look a lot better. So I'm going to look at some reference images of real shops and real warehouses and see what they have, and then try and replicate that here. Okay, so the first thing I was thinking that we could do to make this look a lot better was add some windows, and I really think the copper trapdoors, when they're fully oxidized, will look really cool with this darker color palette. So I'm going to add one very close to the side here. So I'm going to do one right here, which I think I'm going to put it 2 in, and then I'm just going to put them on this block and fold them in like that. So now it's kind of got some windows, and I'm just going to go basically every, I'm going to try and find a middle point here, but we'll go 2 in from the side, and we'll just dig out like this. All right, I would also like to kind of make the perimeter have like this, I don't know, black pavement around it. I think that would make it look a little bit more like a shop instead of the grass it obviously has. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all of this with black stone, and that'll be our perimeter. All right, so I think to really make this look like a warehouse, I would like to add some sort of garage door thing here in the front. So we are going to make it out of andesite, and I'm just kind of going to dig out this whole thing right here to make it look like, you know, we can get stuff out into the road if we need to. So what I'm going to do, all right, so this is what I was thinking. So is basically right here, we're just going to have this garage door thing. I'm going to use andesite stairs and kind of just stack them on top of each other, and we kind of get this really cool garage door look. And now we have something right there that looks like we can, you know, wheel stuff in and out of the garage if we have to. And we could even try this on both sides here. And I just thought of a cool little idea. What if we made this one look like it was half open? I think that's interesting enough. And then we'll just take this and line it on the bottom right there. So now we have 2 garage doors. I still got to think of some other stuff to put up here. So I'm going to reference some more images. I know that I should definitely add some sort of piping or something on the outside. I think that could be cool. I've just seen this in the image. So what I was just referencing had these lights on the outside, and so I think some stone buttons could be a cool replacement for that. And they definitely need some sort of side door entrance, so let's throw one of those right here. All right, and I think I'm going to add some sort of window up here, but I'm going to do a cool design, and hopefully those connect. I don't know if that actually works. It does, and I'm going to use the walls to connect with that, and it's kind of got this cool little border around it. I thought that was interesting. We'll add 2 iron doors right there to make it look even more industrial. All right, I'm going to head over to this side now, and I would love for there to be an actual very large garage door. So I think I'm going to build one right here, and it's going to be 5. Actually, I'm going to go over to this block, and I'm going to have it be, I think 5 wide is good enough. So I think this is a cool idea. I'm going to add some piping to the actual outside of the building. So I'm going to place 2 levers like that, and then just go over here and connect these guys like so. And there we go. We got some piping on the outside of the building. Okay, our next little design is we are going to head up to the roof here. I'm going to put it somewhere in the back, and we are going to make a small little smokestack on top of this thing. So I think I'm going to put it right, probably about right here, I think is good. And then I'm just going to go up with all my andesite blocks, my andesite walls, and then I'm just going to place the campfire on top here. We're going to have to place a temporary block. Put that right on the top. And then once we get down, that's going to be a lovely little smokestack from a distance. So let's hop down here and we can take a look, and look at that. Very lovely. So this is starting to look like a shop now. It's coming together. I would like to actually add more of a path over here. So that's what I'm going to do next. All right, I would like to add some detail to the building and make it a little more textured. So what I'm going to do, okay, I don't know what I was thinking with this block. That is definitely not the best block we can use. I think the basalt is 100% the best block we can use. So I am going to replace all of these guys with that. All right, so I've added some texturing to the building. So now you can see that it looks like it's become much older and it's much more run down and not as flat of a shape as it was. Oops, I fell down here. Yeah, I think that that makes it come alive, right? You have obviously some animated stuff going on now, so it just feels more alive because of that. But then also adding age and cracked variants and just different types of blocks in this similar shade, it just makes the building feel much more alive. So now we're up to that, and I'd say the next thing we have to do is design the interior. But before we do that, one thing I really wanted to do with this build was add some sort of retaining wall. So that's what I'm going to do right here. That's what I was talking about earlier. And so I'm going to use tough stone bricks, and I am just going to line this whole wall basically with the tough stone bricks. All right, so that little wall is done. So now this is basically what I was picturing, right? Was that this shop had like a little alleyway down the back here. And so we can put a bunch of like junk and mechanical looking things all in this hallway. And so now let's just take a look around. What else does this building need here? There's a couple more details we could add. I would like to add some sort of thing protruding from up here. So I know that doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to try and do this right now. I think I would like for it to be like right here or something. I think is a good little spot. Yeah, that could work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to get some more of these stairs. So I think I'm going to make it 5 wide, and then I'm going to take some of this, because these are just extra blocks we have, right? And we'll place those there like that. And then basically what I'm thinking is like this kind of section up here kind of protrudes outwards, and we'll give it a roof like this. I need that 1 block. We'll grab that back. So then if we just head back over here and fill this in, you can see now there's like this cool little like window up here, and so that kind of just breaks up that really flat roof. So whoa, I keep doing that. It scared me. I think I'm going to do the same thing now on all sides. Okay, so this is the building we're left with. I think it looks super cool. I am really enjoying how this is turning out, but there's one thing left with what we have to do, which is the interior, because as you can see, as we walk in here, there's nothing in here, so it's not much of a shop, is it? So we definitely have to get started on this, and I know exactly what I'm going to do. Let's get into it. Okay, so the floor is filled in, and this was a pretty obvious choice, right? Because most shops or warehouses, they just have concrete floors. And so what I was thinking, though, is I could add like some little oil stains or just dirty parts of the floor, which I think will look really cool. But now we have to design exactly what we want this to be. So I do know in the back over there, I want there to be an upper layer that looks like it's kind of just made out of scaffolding and wood. So that's what I'm going to do over in that section. And then I'm picturing like maybe some minecart lifts or something like that. I think could be really cool. And then just kind of make it look like some machines are being built. And then what I'll do is have a whole section dedicated to where the tools are and have all of the tools displayed on the wall. I think that'll look super cool. So I'm going to get to building the scaffolding part, because I think I'm going to put the tools underneath that. So surprisingly, I actually think jungle trap doors are the best looking block for shop scaffolding. So that's what I'm going to end up using here. I think it's going to be a pretty decent look. So I'm just going to have to figure out where this layer up here, right? And that'll make sense in a second. Okay, so that's our scaffolding storage area. And so basically what I'm picturing now is that the So basically what I'm picturing now, oh man. Okie dokie, so that's our scaffolding area completed up there. And so most shops don't have stairs to get up to the scaffolding. They just have a ladder. So I think I'm going to put one of those over there or something like that. We'll do that in a second. But now I'm picturing I'm going to have like my tool bench slash toolbox whole situation all down here. And that's where we can display the tools on the wall. All right, so you're going to design this toolbox with me. I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to keep it all the way across like that, but I don't want it connecting to these iron bars right here. So that's kind of what I went with. I'm looking at images online, and I'm seeing a lot of red toolboxes. So then I'm kind of picturing like we could use the mangrove trapdoors like this in this fashion, because what it'll be is it's kind of like a little toolbox door, and then we can use the buttons as like the handles for the toolbox, and then we can add some more of those, right? And then I thought of another design here, but I actually think I'm going to use more mangrove wood. This could kind of be like some shelving for the toolbox, like maybe if we did the same thing and just have it be like that. So I think that could be cool as well. So this could be like another border for the toolbox, and you know, we just do something like what we just did over there. I wish they were solid red. It's unfortunate that they have that little hole, but I think it works. It's good enough for now. All right, so I grabbed some fun stuff for us here, and I grabbed some item frames as well. I'm actually gonna make them glow item frames because I think that'll be cooler in here. But basically, I was just thinking, like I said, just having the tools kind of like out in the open so I can just kind of pick them up and grab them. And then I'll put an armor stand here as well, maybe like one in the corner right here. We can put something on that. I think this is kind of funny, right? It's a little silly and you kind of have to get creative, but I was thinking we could have some sort of like air compressor here. And so this is our little air compressor. So you got to be a little creative with that one, right? That's using your imagination there, but we'll just say that's what that is. For whatever we need that for, maybe we need to inflate the minecart tires or something like that. But then I grabbed some barrels as well, so we can always throw those in there. So that'll be good for us. And then I think what I could do is I'm going to get up there and I'm going to make some sort of a design, like a kind of like there's a crate up here. That's what I'm picturing. So I think I'm just going to put it like, I want it to be a little off center. So maybe like right here. I'm going to have to get on the block. So do it like this and just kind of make a big box like that. And then maybe we can make like a skinnier crate right here, something like that. And can we fit another one over here? Maybe like one there and one in the back here. I think that's pretty cool, right? It looks like some storage up there. That's very nice. All right, so the next thing I want to build is a minecart lift. This is going to be a little tricky, but I have an idea and I think it's going to work. So I am going to place 4 of these, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So something like that. Honestly, 5 might be better. Usually lifts are pretty big. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to place chains across like this. And then I'm going to place a temporary block. We'll do it like this. So I'm going to pillar up, and then I'm going to place my rail there, and then place the minecart on top of it. And then what I'm going to do is destroy this block, and hopefully the minecart just lands on the chains and stays there. Okay, it has. Perfect. And so now we have a minecart on a lift. I think that looks so cool. And so I'm going to make another one over on this side. And so now it looks like, you know, the minecart is on the lift. Okay, so now what I thought we could do, I'm actually so excited for this, I'm like smiling right now, was we could add some oil stains under the minecart. So what I think I'm going to do is clear these out, and I'm going to do it like this. So there's going to be a big mud block. That's going to be where all of the oil is. And then I think I'm going to do a little splotch like this underneath. And then maybe just a little bit of a smooth transition on a few sides, not all of them. Coal blocks like that, because that looks like oil that has just kind of like splattered and been about. So I'm going to add a few of those little spots throughout here. Maybe one over in the back here. And then we can do like, you know, maybe if the mine carts, they come through these garage windows, that's not really a window, that garage door, we can add like another spot in here or something like that. And I would love to make it look like whoever is working on this one has kind of taken the thing apart. So it looks like it doesn't have wheels on it, which I think is so cool. And so I think I'm going to make like a workstation right here. And I have these blackstone buttons because I kind of want to make it like the whoever is working on this has taken the minecart apart. So this has all sorts of tools on it, which I think is really cool. And then I want to add 4 blackstone buttons because it kind of looks like the wheels have been taken off the minecart and they're like working on it down there. So I think that's super cool. And I don't know, we could find a way to use this grindstone as well. I'm not sure what it looks like, but it could be something. So a vise is a thing that goes on a tool bench that like holds something in place. And so this kind of looks like a vise. And so I think I'm going to use it for that. I actually don't like this this fletching table here. I would like to put this somewhere else. Maybe in the back over there. Can you even use that? You can't even use this block. It's not good for anything. All right, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use this as like a storage block because it's not really good for anything. It has no use at the moment. So I am just going to put it up here like it's being stored. And I think I'm going to set it like maybe like right here. I think that's a good spot for it. I really like how that turned out. It looks very busy. Like a lot of stuff is just being stored there, not used. It's been there for a long time. But what I'm a huge fan of is this right here. I think that is so cool. It looks like the whole thing is being taken apart and being worked on. That is such a cool concept. I don't know how that one ended up sideways, but we'll leave it on the lift like that. Maybe they're working on this left side here. So I would like to do something regarding that. I wish I had another one of those tables, but I don't. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make one out of these mangrove trap doors just like this and do this here. And maybe they've got one wheel being worked on there and then another wheel is taken off and it's right there. Okay, and this is where I was thinking of putting the vise. So I'm going to put it right there. So it kind of looks like the vise is holding a piece of stone or something. And so I think I'm going to put some stone buttons, like, I don't know, maybe I'm like chiseling this piece of stone and whatnot. And so I'll put like some stone buttons around here to make it look like, why is that gone that way? There you go. I want it to be like that to make it look like I'm chiseling away at the stone, and we'll get a stone cutter and we'll put it right there. Definitely time to make some industrial lighting. So that is the next thing on the task list here. So I think we're going to start probably right even with this window here. All right, so I've decided I'm going to do it a little differently, and I'm going to use chains actually to make these lights. And so I'm just going to kind of droop them from the ceiling here. I don't want it to look anything like super put together and whatnot, so I'm just going to kind of drop some chains down and attach the end rods like so. I'm going to put some more levers on the ground because these just kind of look like parts to me. I don't know. I'm using levers quite a bit, but this just looks like, I don't know, maybe it's like an axle or something. So I'm going to leave that there. I think that's pretty cool. And then maybe some chains as well. Maybe we can attach it to this. And that kind of looks like a part, right? That looks like a piece of a minecart or something. So I'm actually going to move it like this where it's like visible. So have it be like that. You know, that looks like a part that they're working on or something. I like the whole idea of the lever being like a part. So I'm going to add another one of those over here. I just think it's super cool. This is like a must for any shop. I want to add some sort of piping coming across the roof here. So just line myself up with that block and we'll just have it do something like this here. And then luckily we can connect it like that in the center. So now it looks like there's some piping coming across, and I'm going to have to make more, but I would love to actually have the piping, you know, just, this is all just like attention to detail stuff, right? We could add the piping also outside here as well. So connect it down to that block like that, and we'll have it run into the ground. Or maybe we could do something like that. That's kind of a cool way to do that. I just thought of a pretty cool idea here. I want to try it out. And that is usually most shops of some sort have like a drain right where the actual like entrance for the garage is. So I'm going to dig out this part, and what I'm going to do is add a dark block like this basalt here underneath, and then just dig this out like this, fill it in, and then take this, and this can be our little drain right there. So we have like a cool little water drain coming in right by the garage. I just want to add some more details to the wall. So what I'm going to do is just add some iron bars like this. And I don't know what exactly it is, but it looks like some sort of like pegboard holder of some sort. That's kind of the vibe that I get from that. But it's just more stuff to have on the wall, more interesting things to look at. All right, so now this is what I was originally intending what this build is for. So I have all of these tools on me all the time, and I feel like I never have enough space to just like get rid of them. And so I was thinking I could literally just like store them out in the open here, so we can just have a lot of our stuff over here, and that'll give us a reason to come over here. If I ever need something, I can just go ahead and head to the shop. All right, so I just ran around and grabbed some random stuff. So you can see I got my my trident here, and I just kind of have things stored on the wall. I wanted to put this over on that armor stand there. These are just like extra sets of armor I had. This is what I was talking about with the elytra. I do have another elytra, but I only brought one with me. And I was thinking about just like having them stored out over here. That one's got like a weird... That's the texture that I made. I just remembered. Yeah, just kind of like storing stuff out in the open, right? I think it's a unique way of doing it. It's much cooler that way, in my opinion. So I also want to store my my fishing rods out here, just all the tools, all the utilities that you regularly use, just kind of having them out over here so I don't have to keep them in my inventory all the time. And it gives me an excuse to come to the shop, right? It forces you to come over here to pick something up that you haven't been using. Alrighty, everyone. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. I'll show you one more time around the shop and show you everything that we made here. So obviously the exterior isn't done. Like there's a couple things we need to do, which is I'm thinking about making like some sort of reception area over here, because usually that's what shops have. They'll have like a little office. And then yeah, this is what we've got on the outside so far. So when you walk in, we've got all these little details. There's vehicles that are being taken apart with their wheels on the floor, electronics, the smithing tables with the tools, everything. I've just tried to add as much detail as I could think in here to make it look very chaotic, right? We have drains here, and it's just all like, if you've ever been to a shop in real life, you'll know that a lot of stuff usually isn't very organized in there. It's very, very messy on the inside. So I just tried to replicate that feeling and add all sorts of like little toolboxes and just little things that kind of boost the imagination when you're in here, right? So just trying to make the viewer, you guys, really feel like you're in this shop, and it's like a place that actually has work being done inside of it. So yeah, that's our build for today. This is everything in here. So now we have a place to store all of our tools. I'll go ahead and add more item frames as time goes on, so we can just store some more stuff while we're in here. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. But before we end off, I would like to go over the comment of the day. All right, so today's comment question of the day comes from Trashbag9298, lovely username, and he says, the way you are able to make all the buildings look like they belong together while simultaneously making each distinct is genuinely impressive. Here's to hoping you get into Hermitcraft, as you would fit really well. So again, thank you for the very kind comment, Trashbag. I don't mean that in a diss, just saying your username. Yeah, thank you for the very kind comment. And yeah, the first and foremost, the whole building thing is, it's all about just trying to have an eye for what exactly works in each situation. So I do spend a lot of time of what I usually cut out during the videos of just like staring at things and trying to figure out what would be there. And also I get a lot of my inspiration from real life as well. So I've probably said in this video a few times that I use Google Maps to kind of look around and see what buildings were like in different cities and whatnot. And that I find really helps with getting inspiration to just see how things are done in real life, because that tends to work a lot better than if you just kind of whip something up without thinking about it. So those are the kind of things I'm thinking about when I'm building. And especially if you didn't watch the last episode, I was talking about perspective a lot. And like I said, especially when we were building this, is the perspective of this road is all from this angle, right? So I was building based off of this angle instead of head on, which would be from here, because you're never really going to see the buildings from this angle, right? You're only going to see them from back here. So that's just a couple things, especially with this building as well. Like you only really see it from this perspective, so you don't really see that long thing throughout there. And so it's all about just kind of feeling things out, taking inspiration from other people, whether it be real life or other Minecraft builders, and kind of forming it into your own. And so this shop is just all stuff that I've seen in real life. It's just all places that I've been to, that I've seen, and just trying to make something based off of that. And so that's how I came up with this. And then as for the Hermitcraft thing, you know, that's something that's totally up to them, right? That's very unrealistic for me at this point in my YouTube career. My channel is so small. And, you know, I never really started it in hopes of getting onto Hermitcraft or anything like that. I had no plans of doing anything like that. So, you know, that decision is totally up to them with time. If they feel like I am a fit for their server, then, you know, they would be willing to reach out. And of course, I'm open to any opportunity like that. But as for now, I'm totally content with playing single player. And I don't feel, you know, like I don't feel like I need to force myself into being on Hermitcraft whatsoever, right? That's totally their decision. That's their server. And whoever owns it, you know, that's something that's up to them. They're the ones who choose who decide to play there. So I am totally fine with whatever happens in the future with me regarding any multiplayer or single player stuff. As for now, I'm just totally content playing single player, and whatever opportunities arise in the future will be there when the time comes. But as for right now, my focus is on the single player world and the beta series, and so that's just what I plan on doing for now. Anyways, yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.